It's the return of Charlie Hudyncia. You might remember him from 2 videos ago. We had him over and we did the bulk of the exterior work and got him tuned up for the most part after he had been driving in the rain for a couple weeks. But we didn't get into the engine bay or the insides of the frame rails. So I had him back over before the Gear Jammer show to get him 100% ready for it. We got his trailer tuned up on the structure of that as well. Stick around till the end. This thing came out crazy. Pretty good. What improved from last time, huh?
It's really not bad. It's nice to start out with it not being that bad.
Yeah, no, I
agree. Like this here is the worst part, which it looks bad, but that's actually not.
No, it's a black frame, which is forgiving.
A little degreaser, that it cleans right up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this, the worst part is just the rear ends because that's hot.
Yeah, well, you can pre-rinse everything off, and then that'll help cool it down.
Because like the last time I washed the truck, I didn't get all this anyway. So a good pressure washing, honestly, you'd be surprised how much that cleans right up. They're pretty bad.
So how do you do this, man? I mean, you know more about cleaning up your engine than I do. What do you avoid?
Well, the nice thing is somehow this truck, like the engine itself doesn't get that dirty. The hood, somehow the inside of the hood is where all the dirt is. Like, I could pressure wash that. I mean, that the motor itself doesn't seem to get that bad.
Yeah.
But all I usually do is I just give it a really good pressure washing, like for show prep. Because this isn't a show truck. It's a work truck.
Well,
80 hours a week, 70 hours a week.
That's my favorite kind of.
And it's not. I don't get. You could be here for days trying to clean this up the proper way, but I usually just pressure wash it off once good, and then I usually just put some degreaser over everything and then just pressure wash it off.
So do you hit? I mean, obviously you got some alternator stuff going on and your electronics and plugs,
right?
And do you stay away from that with your power washer, or do you just
usually pressure washing it doesn't affect it?
Okay.
The only issue I've ever had, which is a freak thing, it's a one-time thing, and I'm assuming it's the actual alternator itself, not a typical alternator problem, because I've never had that issue before. But I got washed in Virginia one time, and that alternator is not that old, but I pulled out of the wash bay going up the road, and it was actually overcharging.
Really?
The red light come on, it had like 17 volts. And I'm like, thinking that the truck's going to burn up or something, because I've never had one overcharge.
That's weird.
So I called a buddy, and he's like, well, it should be fine. It's probably just got wet from them washing it once it dries itself out.
Okay.
Well, it did eventually dry itself out, but it took like hours. Of constant driving, and ever since then, I try not to.
You try not to hit that too much.
It'll probably be fine, but I don't directly get it wet if I don't. I don't know. Like I said, it's a freak thing. Never had it happen before.
We'll be gentle.
For what I would have to do, I'd have to go to like the Tractor Supply and get Purple Power degreaser.
Okay.
Which is fine, but I don't know what that does to the aluminum. Though the outside of my grill surround is polished.
I don't think you'd want to hit it with Purple Power.
Well, so that's why I haven't, because I hit this with Purple Power.
Yeah.
But that's all I have at home.
Well, I've got some purple
soap
that'll degrease. I'm a last minute
kind of guy. That's what happens is I'm a last minute kind of guy. So
I'll send you home with some of my degreaser. It's fine on the polish. Just same thing. Just don't let it dry on there.
Well, that's the problem with my house is I'm out in the sun, the driveway. I don't have shade.
Yep.
Like right now, you wouldn't want to. I mean, them things are so hot you can't even touch them.
Yeah, that's where like.
It's 90 degrees outside. Luckily, they're not that dirty.
Even the last time I hit these, when was that? Like a couple weeks ago now.
Yeah.
When I used M-Shine, if it were this hot when I did that, it would probably release the hydrogen from the aluminum and spray it. And then you'd be polishing.
I don't think there's a chemical out there that won't when it's hot like that. I mean, that's not.
Neutral pH stuff is usually like my foam wash that we used. That's neutral, so like that's pretty forgiving. But it doesn't hit hard enough for certain things. Well, we'll tackle everything we can. Let's get onto the engine here and let's mix up some soap and we'll tackle it.
Yeah.
So with the tractor done, Charlie pulled out, went out and grabbed his low boy. So it was getting pretty late at this point. We actually got a kind of a late start on the whole job. And I had a Zoom meeting right in the middle of all of it that was kind of long too. So it was getting to be about maybe 9 o'clock at this point. Now Charlie had used my Touchless Stars and Stripes before when it first came out. And he had some issues, and by his own admission he said he didn't cut it, he just put it straight into the foam cannons from the concentrate. So it came out a little strong, stained his aluminum a little bit. So he was skittish, but I said, look man, I know how to use this stuff, let's get it done, let's save some time. And so we used that. I also pre-soaked the rims with my D-Lime 90 to get that adhesive off, and it came out mint. D-Lime 90, got that right out?
That's awesome.
Fantastic, man. Cockpit's looking good. Nice and clean. That's what's nice about the Touchless stuff though. It gets right into the spots where you can't reach with your hands, you know? It doesn't do as good as a mitt, but it does reach, you know, where you can't reach with a mitt and help those areas. Yeah, but those rims did clean up good, huh?
Yeah. There's no brown in there now.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, little tire shine, and that looks mint.